I love Facebook. Reading Zen-like things and going through this whole spiritual awakening and reading through people's posts on Facebook and stuff. There is this one area that always interests me that I like to talk about, and that is attachment. Letting go of attachment. And there's one aspect of it that I've always found interesting. For instance, every time I hear someone talk about being unattached, it's from the angle of letting go of things, letting go of emotions, sort of like being open to everything and attached to nothing, to the point of just being unattached to the desires for outcomes and unattached to owning, well, a computer or a big screen television, being unattached to items and just freeing and letting all that go until you're a fun, unattached person who just doesn't, I guess, care about anything they own, which seems to be only one side of the coin, or as the Zen saying, it seems to be confusing the finger with the moon. Kind of don't confuse the finger pointing at the moon as the moon, because it doesn't talk about the other side generally. People don't talk about becoming attached to being unattached, which seems to be a trap of trying to become unattached, is getting to the point where you feel unattached and you have to feel unattached. You have to not watch TV. You have to spurn meat because you can't, or just spurn worldly possessions, or spurn the negative emotions such as anger or sadness. You have to be unattached, and it seems to be part of a problem because it causes a lot of suffering in its own right, becoming an unattached sufferer of unattachment, in a way of confusing the idea of Buddhism as just a way to be, or Zen as being just unattached, and thus becoming attached to being unattached. For me, being unattached means literally allowing. Allowing what happens as happens. If you're angry, you're angry. You don't disattach from your anger and be unattached with the outcome, because right at that point, you're becoming attached to becoming unattached with your anger. However, it's just experiencing your anger, learning from your anger, or learning from your fear, or learning from the owning of a big screen TV and the owning of a desire. It's allowing. It's allowing is to be as is. So today, I would like you to practice allowing. Allowing everything to be as it is. Don't be attached to the outcome, and don't be attached to not being attached from the outcome. Allowing is be is. Allowing the day be the day. Because that's all the day can be. When you're driving, that's all that's happening is you driving. The person cutting you off, that's something that happens. Allow the person to cut you off, and allow if you're feeling angry, allow yourself to feel anger. Don't try to push the anger, but know the anger comes from inside and not from the person who's cutting you off. It's a story that you create that is causing you to feel this anger and there's nothing wrong with that. And that's one of the, I guess, negatives that people go when they go into spirituality, is they create this demons inside themselves, something they have to fight, such as their negative emotions, something that they create resistance to, thus bringing more about it or pushing it down and creating it in a new way, becoming kind of a new age, just a pompous jerk kind of person. Someone who's like, I'm more enlightened than thou art. So just allow today to be today. Allow the person to cut you off to cut you off. If you're angry, allow yourself to be angry and learn about it. Learn about what makes you angry. Learn about the trigger that happened in you, and learn how to use that trigger in your life to get what you want to accomplish. I am sure that if you are a sane human being, you don't really want to beat that person to a bloody pulp. You want to feel heard, or you want to feel something that is deep and powerful. So learn that part about yourself. Use it as a method to go within yourself and use it as an inspiration for self-inquiry. One of the most powerful and wonderful things that we can do as human beings. Namaste.